Hello and welcome to New Year News, a news report for all the things that will occur over the course of the next year. Let's begin with the first big news, where Level 3 autonomous cars will begin to appear on Europe's roads. Unlike Level 2 autonomy, where cars may only partially offer hands-free driving, Level 3 autonomous cars are capable of driving on certain roads by themselves, such as highways. This new technology, named Drive Pilot, will be integrated into the new generation of Mercedes-Benz S-Class sedans. Using multiple cameras, radars and sensors, these cars will be able to control their speed, stay in the lane and even perform evasive and braking maneuvers on their own. Initially, this self-driving technology will only be available on certain German motorways at 60 km per hour. Only later will it be available in other countries, such as the United States and China. Speaking of China, Beijing will host the 2022 Winter Olympics. After a bidding with Almaty, Beijing came out on top with a 4-vote lead. The capital city of China will be the first city in history to host both the Summer and Winter Olympics. Many European cities withdrew from the bidding process since they are more interested in hosting the Vaccine Olympics. Along with Beijing making history, the city to the northwest, Zhangjiakou, will be tasked with hosting the Snow Games. After 48 years of development, the London Underground is expanded with Crossrail to boost the subway capacity by over 10%. The officially named Elizabeth Line spans 118 kilometers from Berkshire to Essex. It links all the main economic hubs, Heathrow Airport, the West End, the City of London and Canary Wharf. 9 coach trains, each 200 meters in length, will travel across the new tube line. With a total load capacity of 1,500 people. They are all equipped with air-conditioned walk-through carriages, lift travel information and free Wi-Fi. Germany will phase out nuclear energy completely. Although the German government originally planned to move away from nuclear power in 2036, the schedule was brought forward. They previously shut down 7 plants in 2011 for testing purposes, and eventually remained shut down for good. The remaining 9 plants will follow suit this year. This loss in energy will be substituted with renewable energy sources and a temporary increase in coal energy usage. The Northeast Corridor's train fleet will be replaced completely. In 2019, Amtrak introduced Avenue Liberty to the public. The first trains were officially in service since 2021, and this year, all 28 trains will be running along the Northeast Corridor. These trains are a notable upgrade from the previous Bombardier Alstom trains, with a higher average speed, more carriages, more seats, an anticipative tilt system and a 20% improvement in energy consumption. Ariane 6 will make its first launch this year. The launch was first scheduled for 2020, but it was delayed several times. Ariane 6, costing half as much as Ariane 5, can be launched twice as often, thanks to its cost-efficient design. It is also designed to be more modular and flexible. Ariane 5 will disappear in 2023 to make way for the Ariane 6. Future development will include reusable components in order to become more competitive with the likes of SpaceX and Blue Origin. India is going to launch the Gaganyaan spacecraft. It will be an unmanned launch to prepare for India's first manned spacecraft launch next year. It carries a 3.7-ton capsule, fit for a 3-person crew. The spacecraft will remain in a 400-kilometer orbit for 7 days before landing in the Bay of Bengal. Qatar is going to host the 2022 World Cup. This will mark the first time that the World Cup is in the Middle East. Qatar's stadiums feature state-of-the-art air conditioning to offset the 50-degree summer heat, as well as a modular upper tier, which can be removed and donated to other countries. China is going to complete the construction of its very first long-term space station. The very first module of the Space Laboratory component was launched in 2011, and in 2020, the space station was expanded with multiple components, such as a core cabin module and a cargo module. Construction will be complete this year and will be able to support 3 astronauts for long-term habitation. The New Horizons space probe will complete its study of the Kuiper belt this year and will be set towards the outermost reaches of the solar system. By 2038, it will be 100 astronomical units away from the Sun. The first spacecraft of the Asteroid Impact and Deflection Assessment mission will arrive on the Apollo asteroid, Didymos. The spacecraft itself, Double Asteroid Redirection Test, will arrive and deliberately crash into a specific spot in the asteroid's moon. Its payload, Little Italian CubeSat for imaging asteroids, will observe the event up close as DART crashes into the moon. The second spacecraft, Hera, will also visit Didymos in 2027 for further analysis. NASA will launch the Dark Ages Radio Explorer, a spacecraft designed to investigate the early universe, between 80 million and 420 million years after the Big Bang. It will measure the redshifted emanations from primeval hydrogen atoms to pinpoint when the first stars began to emit light. In addition, CARE will also return data on the earliest black hole accretions, the reionization of the universe, ancient galaxy formations and dark matter decay. The X-59 quiet supersonic transport will take flight over U.S. cities. Advancements in supersonic technology led to the creation of the X-59. After finishing development in 2021, the aircraft will be tested over multiple cities across the United States. With around 75 perceived decibels, the X-59 may mark the beginning of a new generation of commercial supersonic aircrafts. A combination of rapid population growth, lack of fresh water, social tension and weak government has led to significant regional instability in South Asia, the Middle East and North Africa. Worsening climate change is producing longer droughts and more severe flooding, with tensions erupting in shared water basins. This will result in elevated tensions between upstream and downstream countries, while the reservoirs and hydroelectric power plants may be subject to terrorist attacks. Some particular flashpoints include the Nile in Egypt, Sudanian nations further south, the Tigris and Euphrates in Iraq and the Greater Middle East, the Mekong in China and Southeast Asia, the Jordan River that separates Israel and the Palestinian territories from Jordan, the Indus and the Brahmaputra in India and South Asia, as well as the Amu Darya in Central Asia. Desalination has made it possible to filter seawater, but these are mostly Western patents, so they may still be used to exploit developing countries where drinkable water is scarce. Antimony, a metalloid used in many products, such as lead-acid batteries, bullets, credit cards and medicine, is becoming a rare commodity. With the global reserves of antimony running out, and in an effort to control environmental issues and to resolve safety issues, China has already shut down many of its mines and smelters, resulting in an exponential increase in price. This will also be the case for other minerals in the future, prompting business and industry to rely on recycling or substitute the required materials. The driverless flying taxi service will be fully operational in Dubai. Supplied by Volocopter, the autonomous air taxi is a two-seater helicopter-drone hybrid, capable of transporting passengers at up to 100 kilometers per hour without any human input. The service will be available through an application, which allows people to book flights, receive booking reference details and track the route of their vehicle. The air taxi is part of an increasing trend for automated transport in Dubai, and eventually more than a quarter of all passenger vehicles will be self-driving in 2030. NASA will send the Volatiles investigating polar exploration rover to the moon, specifically the lunar South Pole, to study the dark regions for resources. The rover will study the different soil environments affected by light and temperature. Viper's main goal is to locate ideal locations to extract water from the lunar South Pole for use in human missions. Blue Origin's New Glenn reusable rocket will make its first launch. Beginning development in 2012, New Glenn is a two-stage rocket with a diameter of 7 meters, powered by 7 BE-4 engines. Launching from Florida's Launch Complex 36, the first stage will travel about 1,000 kilometers before landing. New Glenn will be used in future projects, like bringing the company's lunar lander, Blue Moon, which is capable of transporting 4,500 kilograms of payload to the moon's surface. And that's all the news for the year of 2022. Thank you for watching, and I wish you a happy new year.